Hi, this is Jeremy Escom, and this is my analysis of Fanny Mendelssohn Hensel's tune to the poem Im Herbst. First of all, I'd like to talk about the lyrics to this piece. Mendelssohn wrote music to this poem, and it's worthwhile noting that the poem is very sad and pretty melancholy throughout. It uses words such as quivers, like right here, and painfully, hollow, endure. All of these words they linger around basically just like sorrow and dreariness. The poem in general, if you haven't already read it by now, is about the loss of a significant other, not through death but through choice, and so it's overall quite sad. But so taking that into consideration, this piece starts off in G minor. So just overall is pretty sad sounding. But one of the big things I noticed about this piece through analyzing it was how many times the fully diminished 7 chord is used, and I felt as if Mendelssohn was trying to push us towards a goal, and as soon as she'd get to that goal, she'd just jump right into another fully diminished 7 chord. And as you can see, they're everywhere. Just in this one line, there's fully diminished 7, fully diminished 7, this fully diminished 7, again, and inversions of that same chord. But there's so many tonifications just pushing us to new key and etc. One of the biggest points I can make about this piece is the modulation that occurs. Measure 10, we get a lot of tension that starts right here, pushes us towards the modulation to E flat minor, and when we get to E flat minor, it's worthwhile noting that there's some modal mixture that occurs right here. All of a sudden, we get G flat, which is borrowed from the parallel minor to B flat major. See, we're on scale degree 3 here with B flat. All of a sudden, we borrow G flat from B flat minor, and we come up with this E flat minor chord right here. It's modal mixture. Good example of that. Yet again, we get fully diminished 7 chords happening, and see right here again. But moving on, so we modulate to E flat minor, lots of dissonance. It's worthwhile noting right here, this leap up to this G flat causes this really kind of like a stressful cry in the music, and we're on this fully diminished 7 chord, very dissonant, especially because we've got A and G flat just crunched up one against one another. It makes for a really dramatic effect, and then it is resolved just a measure later into this 5 chord. Anyways, I think it's also worthwhile noting the use of like augmented 6 chords in this piece, and there's a couple Neapolitans too. I really like how Mendelssohn handled these because I felt as if they were used for like pretty dramatic changes in emotion. Like right here, you can kind of trace this out. We start right here with the B flat, and it kind of just travels down by seconds, and then half steps here at the end. But we end on this augmented German 6 chord right before the key change back to G minor. So it's like all of a sudden we hit this pretty dissonant, just very odd sounding chord that then pulls us into a new key. I think that's really cool. But as I have mentioned before, there's just lots of dissonance in this piece. So many fully diminished 7 chords. There's a pretty good usage of augmented 6 chords. Here's another example of a German 6 right here, and this little passage right here, pretty chromatic, lots of descending motion, but to end my analysis, I'd like to just say that I felt as if Mendelssohn's goal was to take her listeners through this, maybe not a journey, but take us down a path of kind of like inner struggle, like turmoil. We get pushed towards all of these brief releases of this emotion that we feel, this sorrow from this poem, and she just keeps pushing us. We go back and forth between stress and then slight release. It builds and builds. We go through some key changes, and at the very end, when the lyrics are simply saying, "You're lost to me, you're lost to me," after the lyrics are done, Mendelssohn reminds us that it's okay to let go of the sorrow that you feel from a situation like this with this Picardy third. And I thought that is just very, 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 very good description of this poem. She outlined it very well. And so, yeah, I think my conclusion in a nutshell is that her goal was to take us through a journey of inner turmoil and to teach us that, it's okay to let go.